Oh, colony ship got done. Right. I was going to colonize here, wasn't I, to get rid of that outpost, and I haven't changed my mind on that. So this planet is pretty good as well. Let's move there. It's going to cost me 30 influence, so saving up for that influence building on the capital will take a little longer, but it's probably worth it since I can get rid of the outpost. The only reason that outpost is there actually is to prevent them from colonizing that ocean world, which they would have done otherwise. Once that food tile is cleared, I'm going to turn this over. I've added a few buildings in the build list, and I just want to stick a farm there.
Construction complete.
And then it's basically finished. And Bija Prime did something. I'll come back to that in a second. Right, that's done. Goods. Everything's still there. Let's stick on a hydroponic farm. Okay. And which, right, I'm going to connect that to Glidarium, I think. So what happened here? Was it spaceports? Not sure what happened here. I think I was clearing a tile.
Construction complete.
Right, so Lazon Secundus did something. Probably clearing a tile. Right, let's turn over Jana Prime then to free up a slot for that new colony ship. Right, so I need to manage Glidera, which is in the south sector. And I can't actually click on it straight. I'm going to have to add something. So which one do I want to add? I think I'll add the minerals in Scott, is it? Click on that. Okay, that's done. Right, so I need 160 for that influence building on the capital, but I've got to spend 30 on the colony ship shortly. I need 100 minerals there in a second.
Construction complete.
2 months. What's this? Lazon Prime. Looks like we've done the repairs. Okay. That's actually...
Debris analyzed.
Well, those two I'm canting over in a bit, but not quite yet. Brilliant. Regenerative hull tissue got a boost, so that's one I wanted to research. Hopefully I won't have to in a second. Right, destroyers are still being made in silver. Observation post is finished in Baham. Right, let's check out these aliens because I've forgotten what they're like. So they are materialists and militarists and materialists. They are in the Bronze Age, so I'm not going to be able to cover infiltrate. I could enlighten them perhaps, but what happens with that is they become a protectorate and then a vassal, and then you can annex them. But I don't really, it's not a very good idea. I don't think the enlightenment system works very well. I would end up having to spend influence on the defensive pact while they are in that state, so it's going to be too expensive. Because they're not xenophobic, I don't think I'll stick the 6 option on, but maybe I should do if I don't intend on annexing them at some point, since it won't matter how they are in effect. But I won't yet. I'm gonna consider that. Right, that spaceport finishing doesn't actually give you a notification, which it should do. So that's how I sometimes miss that. Right, mining station there as well is finished. It's a really good source of minerals, so definitely want to pick that up. Okay, so Gravan, right, it's making that. Where's this colony ship to?
Research complete.
It is actually there, and I hadn't realised. Let's colonize then. Right, so right click, colonize planets. So this has wild storms. Ooh, happiness issue. I didn't know about that. That minus 5% happiness is definitely putting me off a bit, so it'll be 45% I believe. I shouldn't have any rebellion issues though, to be honest. I can always stick a governor on to increase the happiness here anyway. I have level 3 and a level 4 governor, so it shouldn't be any issue really. I can get rid of that outpost, have more influence, which I really need, so I think it's it's still the right idea to colonize here. So let's colonize the best food tile, which happens to be that one, so I'm going to lose a mineral for a bit, sadly, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. My tech finished then, and I've already checked to see what it was and what the options are. And Uplift is now available. Sadly, we're not going to be able to use it anytime soon because I haven't found any species yet that I can use it on, but I probably want to pick it up. Although maybe I should pick that up, but we're still researching some debris. Yeah, so I'm going to pick up Uplift here. The tech that I picked up as well, the Engos Vapor Refining, we actually have one of those resources. So I can use it either on the module refinery for an extra 10% energy damage, or I believe I can use it on a planet, and if I find a spare tile somewhere, Engos Habitation Station. So what this does, it gives the planet an extra 5% habitability, and it also gives the Empire an extra 5% habitability. So depending on how much happiness is here, I may stick it on that world actually in a second. If it's less than 45%, which I'm not sure. It might be. I don't think it will be though. Yeah, so I could... My Corvettes do use a tiny bit of energy weapons, and in fact we focus on physics, don't we? So it'll be a pretty nice idea to have it. But yeah, got a lot of stuff here already. I might stick it on... Yeah, I might stick on Glidarium action, just make Corvettes there instead of destroyers. That could be an answer to that. But Glidarium is currently... No, I can still add a module on the shipyard for sectors. That's not an issue, actually. Right, let's wait for that to colonize and figure things out anyway. So those two come together. That and that one aren't ready to turn over, and I don't think this one's quite ready to turn over. I still need to save up. I need 160 influence for the capital now, so that's what I'm waiting for. Money's recovering, which is great.
Debris analyzed.
Make some robots there in a second then. Debris done. So more research progress on regenerative hull tissue. I must be incredibly close to that actually. Yeah, but wow, yeah, like 90 off. Yeah, I'll pick that up first because it's a tech I definitely want. It's pretty important to my plans. Yeah, my plans may be thwarted if I can't find a species I can uplift. Lanson Secundus has reached 5 population, so I can actually upgrade the capital tile here, and I think I will, even though I need the influence for everything's. So let's demolish that shelter there, and I've got the governor here now, haven't I? Yep. Let's stick the administration building on that tile. I think that was the best one. Right, let's get going again.
Research complete. Construction complete.
Okay, research is done. So what is this? Oh, we've got extra energy, power plant, Betharian. Great. Right. Oh, solar panel network has finally showed up. There's a few weapons in the list that probably aren't worthwhile picking up. Shields aren't going to be great against these guys, so I don't really need to go for them, arguably. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the solar panel network. All of a sudden, we might be getting a lot of energy. Right, a few buildings to do.
Ships upgraded.
Okay, the ships in Glidarium have been upgraded, so we're up to 5254, which that's around the same strength as the Pyrrhic had, but yeah, it looks like it's still above us on this list, so that means we need to catch up a tiny bit. So I need to keep on getting my money up, keep on getting more minerals, keep on getting my shipyards up, and then I'll be thinking about attacking them basically. And I need that regen tech as well. Don't really have much. Yeah, I could do with some. Well, I need those crews. I need some more weapon techs here, really, arguably. Let's try and get an advantage. Lanson Secundus actually has a lot more food than I really need here. It's not that big a population, so I'm going to switch that and that over to energy in a bit. I've stuck some buildings in the list, and it's actually pretty near now to being able to turn over, as well as the other Lazon planets. I need to figure out where I'm colonizing after there, really. Yeah, still trying to get this influence up. I need 160.
Ships upgraded. Construction
Okay,
complete.
silver, and that ship is done. This is going to assist research here. I should probably find out where my best planet is in terms of producing research. Let's keep on making some destroyers here. Okay.
Colony established. Construction complete.
Okay, right, so Wormhole Prime was colonized, so I can get rid of that outpost. Someone has just died, sadly. Another scientist. Right, so I'm actually going to have to get this one back from that vessel. So he was the genetic guy. I can't quite remember what he was doing. Have I lost two? Oh no, just one. Right, let's get materials guy there. Am I okay with that? I think I'll move the materials guy to there because there are some resources that yeah, that he might be able to grab if I move him there. Right. Hopefully it comes up in the list. Should be increased chance by doing that. Right. What else have I got to do? Lazon Prime finished the surface, which was probably energy, which I may want to upgrade in a bit. Someone's unemployed here. Let's move what's that as well. Colony. With the colony being finished, I had quite a bit to do, so I'm going to clear that tile, move the shelter there. I've stuck a robot in the list. I've added a few things in the lists here. I'm actually getting another colony ship made on Lazon Prime, and I'm going to switch both of those Lazon planets over to a sector in a bit. The next selection is within 3 years' time-ish, so I could get extra influence from that potentially if I can't get up to 160 points easily. But now that I've actually completed that colony, I can get rid of that outpost, which I'm about to do now. That Engos refinery, I think, is definitely most worthwhile if you're going to stick it on a planet, to stick it on a planet that lacks habitability or has a habitability negative. So I'm going to stick it on here at some point, but probably need some population before I go and do that. So let's get rid of this outpost then, since I don't believe we need it anymore. Right, so let's disband, agree, and let's see what their borders are like. Did that change anything? I think they gained a tiny bit of territory, but yeah, all of those are still within our borders. Excellent. Right, let's get going again. Money, I spent all of it pretty much, but we're earning a lot, luckily. I wouldn't mind upgrading my science in various places, and also, well, I can use that to get bigger fleets, and I got the minerals. I can upgrade a lot of my energy buildings as well, and even make these solar panel networks now. Hopefully we get a materials option here, or a weapon option. So, what have we got? Physics, synchronized defenses. What's this then? Fire rate, weapon damage. It's a rare tech. That seems really very good. It's a module. Wormhole. Upgrade to laser. Which would be good for the Corvette since I'm using those currently. I think I'm actually going to go for the synchronized defenses, though. I'm not sure how often this pops up without having a look in the wiki. It's quite cheap. That would be particularly good. Well, I'm lacking modules, spaces on my spaceports though. That's an issue. Okay, yeah, all of these now have been upgraded, and I only have 3 scientists, sadly though, so I'm not even being able to do research assists. Let's get that down to Glidera.
Construction complete.
5 on a go. Fulham Prime. Right, that means I can get rid of that. Demolish. Place it there on a better tile. So we get an extra food off that, and I can also stick the population point there later to get more out of that tile as well, the extra mineral in effect. Okay, I'm gonna need money to make another robot here eventually as well. I like to have 2 robots, it would seem, on all my planets. Get them up to pop 5 as quick as possible. I could be making more than that, especially with droids coming in. They're much more worthwhile then, but they do cost money, of course. Silver made destroyer, I believe. I think, yeah, let's get some more corvettes here. Ambitia Prime is actually ready to make the capital tile. There's tons of science that's in the way here, so I think I'm actually going to put the capital there. So I get 3 tiles of adjacency. If I put it in the middle, I'd lose science in one way or another, and I don't really want to lose science, probably. So, yeah, let's demolish this tile here. I'll stick a mine there. I don't need much food on here. And let's make the planetary administration there. And, yeah, speaking of mines, let's stick some in the list as well. So, oh, actually I need to get that done first, don't I? Right, so let's get going again. The colony ship that was being made on Lazon Prime has just finished, so I've got a decision about where I'm sending that. I've just stuck a ton of buildings in the build list on the Lazon planets though, so I can move that over to a sector, and they'll be in very good shape when they're within the sector as well. Other than that, I've also stuck another colony ship in the list. I'm making one on Takvan Prime, because the place I'm going to be colonizing actually has a few worlds that can be colonized. I'm going to colonize Electra, all of those ocean planets. Reason why I'm colonizing here? Well, for starters, there's 3 planets, so that's really great. And also, I'm planning on hopefully spread my influence over to here, so that will be within my territory. There isn't really anywhere else I can colonize that would gain me extra solar systems, so to speak, unless, well, there's stuff down here of course, but that's too costly in terms of influence, which I can't afford at the moment, and that's only going to cost me 30 since it's within my territory. We'll be colonizing down there later on now. Also, I should mention, it looks like I'm ahead now of the Pirac in terms of military strength. The Chin will have about 1,000 power and strength as well, I think. So I've got around 7k. So I'm going to be declaring war on these within the next 3 to 5 years, I think. And I've been having a look at their... Well, I can't actually see their territory, but I can see some details here. And I also know their ethics, so I've been trying to figure out what war plans I'm going to use, what war goals, but I'll discuss more about that later. Let's get colonizing there. So Lazon, let's get this colony ship over to one of these worlds. So there are, I should start with the biggest planet definitely, so it's the 24 planet, so which happens to be this one. Right, so let's colonize, right click 30 influence. The best food tile here is only 1. It's, yeah, with I shouldn't actually stick it on one that has minerals because I would lose the mineral by doing this, at least while it's a shelter. So I'm going to stick it there. Okay, and I believe we are ready to get going again. Right, so I'm going to be building up my fleet continuously and switching those over in a second. Silver, right, let's get some more ships made here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm actually gonna do, let's not colonize, let's move it to that system but not colonize. I'll wait to colonize before I've switched those over to a sector because it can cause issues. It doesn't update the influence correctly if you go over this amount. Right. Okay, that's done for now. Let's get going again.
Incoming transmission.
Right, non-aggression pact initiation. That's the Tebran who keep on offering me this, and I'm not interested still. The Tebran, they're currently at war. It would be nice to get a research treaty with them, but there's no definite guarantee that I'd be able to if I were to get the non-aggression treaty, and it might upset potentially some of those who I might not want to upset. Don't know who that unidentified empire is. Maybe I should be getting some wormhole stations on the go, but yeah. To be honest, finding other empires, there's not an awful lot of point yet until I want to conquer them, arguably. And I would upset relations if I know about them. So I'm not inclined to explore until I need to find new targets. There are reasons to, though, maybe. Right, other than that, though, my colony ship has got to Electra. I'm actually going to wait until that tile has been cleared, and I want to make one more building before turning it over to a sector, before colonizing. It is costing me money having that colony ship not doing anything, but it's only a tiny bit at this stage of the game. Not a big issue.
Research complete.
Okay, Lazon Prime and research is done. Uplift is finished. Oh, and there's quite a few options here. I really want to pick up the regenerative hull tissue at this point because it's getting more expensive the longer I delay it. But there's so many good tanks that have propped up here. I probably don't need a terraforming tank yet. Arid worlds I could colonize with the Miseleon. This I've wanted for ages. This adds extra happiness at a cost of a rather large amount of money, but it's probably worthwhile for 15% happiness, certainly in some places. And that's going to be very, very useful if I start conquering planets. And the Xenomorph army is some weird bioengineered horror army. To be honest, I don't really need amazing armies. Arguably, yeah, I can just rely on numbers to defeat opponents if I really have to, so I won't go for that even though it's rare. I'm going to pick that up, because I think I'm going to be needing it soon, and arguably need it already. And I'll probably pick that up next, hopefully, because I certainly need it before starting a war against these guys, I think. Right, unemployed. So that guy can move there, and yeah, I'm just waiting on that now, basically. So let's move
Construction complete.
there, and that is probably that being completed. So with Miseleon, we concentrate on money. Let's put money there instead of minerals. So power plants, and I think I will get the basic Sci-lab built there as well before I switch it over. And I am actually going to switch it over now. I think both of them are in good shape. They have the food they need, and that's the main thing I get done before switching them over, it would seem. Right, so where the hell is Lazon Prime? I can't even remember. It's down, right, it's here, so I'm going to add this to the north sector. So if you come into here, planets, north sector, manage sector, Lazon. So both of those are handed over. We're down to 4. Let's get colonizing Electra 4. And it was that tile I wanted, wasn't it? Okay. Right, let's up the speed and get going. Right, so I've got a colony ship being made there, and I maybe should get one out straight away elsewhere, but not all of these have the Miseleon type I want. Let's do in 9 days. Yeah, I want this one with the Xenophile. So what I'm planning to use that for long term, I should probably mention. If I can uplift a species, I can get them to maybe migrate to my worlds, and we benefit even more from the Xenophile trait. And the uplifted species I'll probably have concentrate on food and minerals, unlike the Miseleon, which is money. Or I could even have a science one perhaps as well, but we are materialists, we're not too bad at science. I could even genetically modify the Miseleons later to be better at science as well. That's kind of my plans, in addition to conquering everyone when I can.
Research complete.
So how long 2.5 years, then I'll go for the regen, upgrade my fleets, attack Pirac, and I've got a bit of time to max this out even more. Synchronized defense, this is done, so this is a really good module. Fire rate, I don't know if it works retroactively, or is it just for the... When I picked this up I assumed it was for your fleet, but maybe it's just a station actually. Which, looking at it, yeah, I think that might be the case. Oh well. So what do I want to pick up here? Extreme levels of power plants, which I probably don't need yet. I think... What about this? There are levels beyond this, so the disruptor, so maybe I should pick that up. And I don't know about the plasma thrower, it probably is the same case as well. So I'm going to pick up the disruptor here. I think they probably have shields, so I can nick the shields from debris hopefully. Let's go for that. I haven't seen their fleet for ages though, so they're probably better now, their fleet, than it used to be. They might have upgraded something. But we still seem to be above them, and I'm continuing to make fleets, continuing to colonize, continuing to get extra shipyards, so we're getting stronger all the time, it would seem. Okay, silver. Right, let's finish making ships. Let's... that was more corvettes. I don't have cruisers still though, which could be a big issue. Let's make some destroyers. I do have Gliderum as well, which could be making ships, but I don't really quite have enough minerals arguably to have 2 on go at the time being.
Incoming transmission.
Okay, this is interesting. Migration Treaty Proposal.